All right, I got something to say, and it's about how math is hard and evil. I mean, look at me. I am not messing around today. All right, so I think we've all been in the math classroom. You got the nerdy teacher, you got the chalkboard from like the 1800s. I mean, maybe you have a smart board. I didn't have that when I was growing up. And of course, you got a whole bunch of boring stuff to learn. Now, I know unless you have like a really, really great teacher, this could probably apply to like any class. But math is definitely worse for a few reasons. All right, let's take English class for example. Now, in English class, normally we read some stories. Okay? Well, we're supposed to read some stories. I'm sure most of you don't. Let's be real. A lot of us didn't read the stories. But anyways, let's look at the questions that they ask. Why does blah 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 feel like this? Why would blah 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 do this in the story? And now, normally I don't know the answer to this either, but I can finesse my way around this. I can use this brain of mine, and I can think about, I don't know, what I would think, or, what I've experienced in, my nice 15 years of life. And if you're really screwed in English class, you can always do this. You write a long paper, okay, that's slightly legible. I mean, you don't want to make it too easy to read, but make it long, make it hard to read, and look, boom, you got yourself a B plus. B's get degrees. B's get degrees. Try doing this in math, though. I mean, try doing this in math. You want to know what happens if you do this in math? You get an F. You get an F if you do this in math. One time on a math test, I actually did finesse myself, okay? I got the correct answer. The answer was 32, and I just like guessed it. This teacher sat with me for like 20 minutes at lunchtime trying to get me to say I cheated. She was all like, oh, there are an infinite amount of numbers, so there's no way you could have guessed it. But, to which I was like, yeah, but there are really like only 100 numbers, because let's be real, no one's guessing 6,000,003 on a math test. Okay? Like, infinite, I get it, but no one's guessing 0.523 on a math test. I mean, let's just be a little reasonable here. And she got angry, and I didn't get any points for it. And I was already at a 7%. I mean, does it kill you to, I don't know, bump it up to a 15? I mean, I did guess it right. I know it looks suspicious, but I really guessed it right. But there's another reason that math is really evil. Let's look at this problem, okay, shall we? Okay. 6 times 6 equals 36. Okay, that's pretty straightforward. I get it. It makes sense to me. I can be down with this. But then when you're in 5th grade or so, it turns into this. What? Why is there a floating period? I mean, why do they change the x? Just one day they change the x to a floating period. And the teacher's like, oh yeah, well, now you have to use this. But why don't they just teach me this from the start? And it gets even worse. It gets even worse when you get to algebra, they do this. They don't even have the floating period. What? What? We just use nothing now? I mean, why are we changing and deleting symbols? I mean, in English class, they don't just walk in and say, oh, okay, class, today we will be reading in ancient Tibetan. I mean, from the Cat in the Hat to Shakespeare, nothing changes. Okay? I mean, yeah, there are harder words, but like, they don't lie to you. They don't say, oh, we're going to use English for the first 5 years and then just switch it up on you. Like, that doesn't happen. So, in conclusion, math is evil. Math lies. And 3, Lying is evil, so math is even more evil than we thought. Thanks for watching, guys.